Welcome back to our channel. If this is your first time, please consider subscribing. If you like the video, hit the thumbs up. And if you're returning, well, we really appreciate it. That's for sure. This is our house in Mindanao. We're about 45 minutes south of Surigao City, and about an hour and 15-20 minutes northwest of Butuan. So we're about 40 minutes from the ocean. We're in the city of Kitcheneree. We finally got done with the house. So I have to start this with a disclaimer. I'm sorry, hate to do it, but it's got to be done. I haven't flown my drone in 3 years, other than a couple quick ups and downs yesterday. Really not at all. I've got about maybe 20 minutes of flight time in the past 3 years. This is an aerial view of our home, and we'll talk about its surroundings shortly. That's all heavy gauge tin roof, and in a light rain it sounds beautiful since the master bedroom is upstairs. In a heavy rain it's pretty loud. I can sleep through it, Arlene may not. Now we have the back completely covered as well with heavy gauge tin, and that simply covers the entire back patio and the dirty kitchen. So we're taking a look. Our neighbors, which really aren't our neighbors, they're renters. That land is owned by the church, and eventually the church wants to build a parish house. But they have banana trees, langzone, and a couple of others. It's pretty overrun and it's pretty beat up, but it is what it is. Now, what was really interesting, we contracted with a painter who does phenomenal work for some large companies. And we've seen some of his commercial work on a couple of churches that he's done, and it is great. This is called, our entire house was built up of hollow block and then smoothed over with fine concrete. And normally they would put like a waterproof skim coat on here and then paint. He said, look, if you're going to spend the money instead on this stuff. And it's a paint, but it's called liquid tile. Now here we are going up the street a little bit. Actually, we're going to move and get another view, I think. Yeah. Arlene wanted a good shot of the side. So if you see that the house looks shiny, this paint is called liquid tile by Davies. It has the best warranty that they have. And this stuff, it is just phenomenal. It goes on. It has 2 coats all the way around and touch-ups. This guy did a great job. The house is totally sealed, completely sealed in now. So until the next typhoon comes around and rips the roof off or blows in the windows, we're in pretty good shape. And let's hope that doesn't happen anytime soon. Now, we have done no work on the walls around the house, and we have done no work on the yard. And we're not going to do any work on the walls and the yard until we finish the inside. Now, you can see the guys down there working. They're actually cutting up wood for the custom cabinets that are going in the master bedroom. So every morning I have to get up, we have to vacate anything that we're going to use during the day from the master back downstairs, and well, here we are. Of course, you can't see me, but I'm at the kitchen table. This neighbor is also renting, and both of those houses and the carport over it, actually all three of those houses, I think, is one giant lot owned by one of the more well-off families here in town. And that's just old stuff, and sooner or later it'll be torn down with new stuff. And that'll be great when it happens. Probably not in my lifetime, but certainly within our lens. The rest of the stuff behind us is all what you see. Again, we go back to one of the previous videos explaining what it's like trying to find titled land in the city within walking distance of Arlen's house. And Arlen's family house is up the road and to the left. Now, I have more drone footage, and if you leave some comments, I'll be happy to show you Lake Manit a lot better than what you'll see a little bit later in this, and more of Kitcheral. Keep in mind, you can see the power lines, the cable TV lines, the old lines. Hell, we have no idea what some of those lines are, but they're all over the place. They never, they just cut them off and where they terminate and never pull them down. And so until you finally get up there and say, hey, we're going to figure out whose this is. Now, we got all of it off of ours. The only line we have going onto our property is our electrical. You can see, well, you could have seen, but not now. That's the road that goes up the street towards Arlen's house. And I was just still trying to figure out, you can see the power lines on the left, and they lead up to more power lines, which I have to really keep an eye out on. And there are two big cell towers that you can't see right now, but you'll see them in just a few minutes. Arlen's family, that street going off to the left and down, is where she's from. Now that's the school, the high school, or middle school. I think it's high school. I don't know. I don't think it's high school. I think it takes them to like the 10th grade or something like that. Not exactly sure. And then that out there is, which you can't see very well from this shot, is the main highway, but that's the mountain range. And there's always mist or clouds coming off of those every morning. Those were the cell towers we just went by. But this is Kitcheral. It is not a real big city by any way, shape, or means. And it's not a rich city. Those are rice fields, coconut farms, mango farms, banana farms, all of that. So that gives you kind of an idea, but we're excited and happy now that the house is completely closed in. We'll be even more happy when we get done with the master bedroom, and we'll be even more happy when we end up with real internet. We're using one of these PLDTs, broadband Wi-Fi's, and man, it has some real limiting factors. Now, I know this probably looks boring to you, but I'm still learning and trying to remember what does what and how it does it and everything else, and trying to think, do I have my return to home settings correct, and just everything that goes along with it as I fly the drone. I'm being very, very cautious. And that's Lake Manit way back there. Now I have more footage of that And if I get some requests or comments, I'll put up more footage of Kitcheral and Lake Manit as well. Uh, but I'm still learning and everything that goes along with it. Before we run out of time, which we will in, I don't know, about 4 or 5 minutes after it lands. And landing, don't go far because landing is not easy. I'm having to squeeze in between trees, power lines, and the house itself. But if you haven't subscribed, please do. We're a pretty diversified channel where we cover a lot of topics. This is our Mindanao home. We also have a home in Angeles City. If you've already subscribed, wow, we really appreciate you watching the video and making it this far. Love your comments. Would love to hear more from you. And here we come, and I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to squeeze between everything in a reasonable fashion. So I've got my co-pilot Arlene sitting beside me, and that's Arlene's little niece Abby Jane. And the construction guys the cabinet guys are working on the cabinets. That's our second floor balcony that they work on as well. And down I come, and then I realize as I get acclimated, you'll see in a second that I got a tree right there with overhang. I got another tree right there with overhang. And somehow or another, I managed to pick up a few bystanders to look at us. So look, thanks so much. We really appreciate it. Have a great day. Please subscribe. Please hit that like button and let us know if you want to see more.